My name is Erica Torres Robinson, and this is my story. I've shared many different stories before, but this is the part that I always skip. I was totally fine being a single mom of just one, and I moved to Georgia from Philadelphia, and I met Bobby, who is my husband now. So when Amira was about 6 months, 7 months, I found out I was pregnant with Catalina, my third daughter. And we were still pretty new in our relationship, Bobby and I. And I found out when Catalina was around the same age, probably 5, 6 months, that I was pregnant with Zanaya. And it came to the point where, you know, I was at peace with it. I was at peace with the decision that I was going to terminate my pregnancy. I even Googled like tattoos of angel babies. And I basically asked God's forgiveness before it even happened. And so one day, I was talking to a coworker of mine who is now the godmother of my younger two, and she begged me not to do it. She said that she would adopt her. And so I Googled, you know, alternatives to pregnancy. I Googled abortion in my area just to get some information. I told her I wouldn't make the decision right away, that I was just gonna get some information. I'll let her know, you know, because I didn't know anything about abortion. I didn't think that I could just carry a child and give birth to a child and give her up like that. So I stumbled upon Pregnancy Resource Center. It was the first thing that came up in my Google search when I typed in abortion near me. And when I walked in, I felt the presence of the Lord right away. And so I went in to speak with Alma. She asked me if she could pray, and then she asked me what my story was, so I told her. And you know, I broke down crying. I was very broken, and I knew that God was there, and I didn't know what his plan was, but I surrendered at that moment. And she asked me one question that stuck with me. She said, "You already have 3 beautiful daughters, right? And you love them." She said, "What makes this one different?" And I said, "It's not easy, but I can't do this. Like, I'm about to be a single mother of 4 children, and I just can't." And she said, "Well, we don't know how far along you are, so we have a nurse here that does ultrasounds. Would you like to, you know, do an ultrasound to see how far along you are?" I said, "Fine, I'll do it. I want to know how far along I am, but I won't look." I didn't want to look. I didn't want to grow an attachment to a baby that wasn't wanted. And so when she came up on the screen, I couldn't help but to look. And I was I believe I was around 10 weeks already. So obviously she was already formed. And so I just knew that I wasn't going to be able to do this. I didn't know how. I didn't know what was going to be the outcome, but at that moment, I just felt the Lord telling me that it was going to be okay. I'm always ashamed, you know, of this, because I look at her and I just can't help but to think, you know, what if, you know, I didn't stumble upon Pregnancy Resource Center? What if I just went straight? You know, she wouldn't be here right now, and she is such a joy. She has completed our family. And her father came around, and God actually restored our relationship after 2 years, and we ended up, you know, getting back together, and we got married this past July. And so God restored us, and I feel like I owe it all to Pregnancy Resource Center. I feel like this center has saved my baby. I just praise God and I give him all the glory and all the honor, because this place has definitely been orchestrated by God. She is clothed with dignity and strength, and laughs without fear of the future.